All right, it's now time for week number 7 of the Fantasy Football Show. A lot to discuss as we go over last week's games. We'll start, of course, with the free agent report for this past week, as a little bit of money was spent by a particular somebody, as now Ernie joins the now group of 3 as having no money left, as he spent $34 on the hot commodity Kenyon Drake, who was dropped. Let's see. Other than that, it was kind of a slow week for waivers. Devontae Freeman, Pook picked up. Pook picked up Derek Carr. A bunch of just mediocre moves. Other than that, there wasn't a whole lot available. Bill gets Matt's guy, Stevenson. But yeah, Zombie, any comments?
Fucking
Sounds like you're
Hunter bid $1 on a
Randy
kicker that I
Bullock?
wanted.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't get your boy Randy Bullock, huh? And you got Alan Lazard, though. Somebody, Curtis
If you look
Samuel.
at
Wait,
Chase kicker, like
I
just
mean,
whatever kicker did good, they want to pick him up.
when you have a good kicker, you don't have to worry about that.
Wow,
But,
imagine
you
Tyler
know,
gets Carson Wentz good week and immediately dumps.
yeah. Other than
Speaking of
that,
kickers, my
not too
Chargers
crazy. But all right,
should
going
sign
over
Dustin
last
Hopkins.
week's results, we will start with my matchup versus Pussy. Okay, somebody's echoing, whoever that is. Hello, Echo. Okay, we're good now. As Pussy defeats me 139 to 117 in what looked to be a close game until Derrick Henry absolutely went off on Monday Night Football and fucked me in the ass hard. As I had a 7-point lead going into Monday Night Football, and then Derrick Henry goes out and gets 3 touchdowns for 35 points, and yeah, and the Bills did trash. Even though it was a high-scoring game that was very entertaining, Zach Moss did nothing. He didn't get any catches, and the Bills' defense, after that great first quarter, did nothing. So pretty much did me in. GG's to Pussy as he now moves to 4-2. Good victory for him, as he had some people he had to pick up, like his tight end, who did very well. His quarterback didn't do great, but some of his other players picked up the slack. 139 when you didn't have your full lineup, full starters, was a pretty good score. And 4-2, sitting pretty right where you want to be at this stage of the game. Pussy, any comments?
I'm gonna just take this one and run. Really.
Okay. Okay.
I thought I got pretty lucky, but
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just
when you
fantasy.
have star players like Derrick Henry, you get these type of performances. I mean, if you look at Derrick Henry's performances, I mean, he has just been going off all season after that first week. 47, 19, 25, 31.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe Buffalo would key on him and shut him down and make him beat him through the air with Tannehill, since he's been going off, but that didn't happen.
I love him.
Can you scroll
Thanks,
down,
Zach.
Derrick Henry? See how
I
Pusa
think you.
acquired him?
Thank
you, Zach.
Yeah. Let's look at this trade.
That.
So Zach traded. What is this? The trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zach, let's see here. So Pussy traded Josh Allen, Ridley, and Melvin Gordon for Derrick Henry, Sammy Watkins, and Ryan Tannehill in week 1. I mean, Zach did give up Ridley and Allen. I mean, it's not like he didn't. Zach got in return. Really, it's not like he didn't get any star power in return. But I mean, obviously, Zach, I don't think has either of those two players now. So now he's looking for stars. But Zach, any comments on Derrick Henry after that first week, just looking like an absolute fantasy star, even though this is a PPR league?
I would just like to say, Pusa, I accept your offer from earlier. We are about to have a live trade.
Live trade. All right, perfect. Let's accept it here so we can look at it.
Yeah.
No
Pusa,
live trade.
It's the one from earlier.
Why don't you send it, Zach?
We just laughed
I looked at the trade.
Can you expose it, please?
What was the trade?
I offered him. Hold on. I offered him.
Okay.
For Keenan Allen, I offered at the start of the day.
Okay.
Deebo Samuel and Ricky Seals-Jones for Keenan Allen.
That's it?
And now he wants. Oh.
And Zach didn't take that? Wow.
No, you fool. Pusa.
That's about fair.
Look at the actual.
That's pretty fair.
I thought you wanted stars. That's
Deebo Samuel's been killing it.
Everybody GFY. Pusa, I sent you literally that right now.
Oh.
No, and then you want Goddard instead of Ricky Seals-Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, you don't want your Washington boy, Zach?
That DM. 20 minutes ago, I sent you that exact trade that you sent me
Zach
earlier
is
in the
scared
day.
of Tua and his noodle arm.
Wow.
we're gonna have a live trade here, as I forgot
See?
to notice this one.
Oh,
He-
okay.
See?
We're gonna
Okay, can you
we're
accept
gonna
it so we can look at
a
it?
live
I
trade.
have the
live
recent
trade,
activity pulled up, ready,
live
waiting for
trade.
it.
Here we go. Live trade is
Oh, here it
is in.
is.
Let's
Here,
go.
there
Okay.
it is.
So it is Ricky Seals-Jones and Debo Samuel for Keenan Allen.
Let's do a live
Okay.
vote. I approve.
This,
the
I think,
trade.
is pretty fair. I mean,
Abstain.
Zach gets his
Why?
Washington tight
What
end.
do you gain from that, Zach?
Zach, do you still have the other Washington tight end that's on
Zach's
IR?
gonna-
All the
Yes,
have a
Zach's
right
gonna
to
come to me for
wins.
cup now.
Okay. Yeah, I approve. I don't see any reason why this trade isn't pretty fair.
Yeah, approve.
Debo's been doing
Approve.
better, but Keenan
Go on,
Allen's
Leo. What's it's
Fuck,
gotta be
who
at
said-
6 by now.
Why didn't you
Huh?
tell me? I would have said I
Here we go. Come on.
Oh,
Hey, the DM's are open, zombie. Anytime.
That was
anytime.
all your
Okay,
prize
so
shit,
how
I
many
would've
people are in this
said
party?
no.
Is there's 6?
There
Yeah.
are.
Oh no, there's 7. Okay, so do we have 6 approves or put G's?
Veto.
Yes, I
G's?
approve. I have
Abstain.
approved. It's a very fair
Okay,
trade.
Zombie abstains. I approve. That's 3.
I approve.
Slaps. Oh, Tyler approves. That's 4. Slaps. Well, then we have Pussy and Zach. That's 5, 6. All right.
Whoa.
What?
Did
There
I
we go.
approve?
There we go.
Okay, fine.
Slaps.
Slaps.
Ask me. Ask me if I
Okay,
approve.
Zach.
I approve.
Okay, that's 5. Zach. It's 5-0.
Am I the deciding vote?
It's 5-0 unless Slaps wants to
Oh my God,
chime
just
in
go
real
ahead and
quick.
abstain.
Approve.
Oh,
approve,
never mind.
approve.
That's 6. GG's.
Oh
Slaps
my
approved.
God,
Didn't even get to approve your own vote, Zach.
Unbelievable.
All right, GG's to that trade.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty fair.
Get
The,
wrecked. Get wrecked.
fair
So
offer.
What you don't know is Keenan Allen is hurt and he's out for 6 weeks.
Oh, did Zach pull another Chubb type trade over Pussy right now? Is that
If
what's
he
going on?
did, that is not good.
Oh well, I would hope you would know that
No,
information.
No, I
Information.
didn't. I didn't check it,
Oh.
but
He's just on buy.
Sounds like issue. Pussy, you don't want to get chubbed again.
Keenan Allen. If I search him on Twitter, I don't have.
He's
any
on
news
buy,
about-
Pusa. I can fucking tell you this, you dumb bitch.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, GG's to Pussy. My team has some injury issues, some bye issues. So hopefully, luckily, I'm
Wait,
facing
Golfer,
Ernie.
would you have won if you started Daryl Williams?
No, I would have still came with Henry going off because I lost by 22 points. Zach Moss got me 5.9, so you subtract 5.9 from Daryl Williams 23, and that didn't give me 22. I would have only now if I would have started the Cowboys defense and Daryl Williams, then yes, I would have won. But at least the Daryl Williams one wasn't the full deciding factor. But anyways,
I've got Tyler
you,
Lockett,
you make some wrong decisions.
Collins, and Carson on the block.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Slaps. You make some wrong decisions sometimes, and unfortunately, against a good opponent like Pussy, that costs me this week. But we move on to next week. Anyways, next matchup, and this was a big one as we had Slaps
skip it.
versus
Let's just move on.
Pook. A lot of
Move on.
talk by Slaps, thinking he
Move
could get
on.
his win against Pook, but
Move
Pook's
on.
team propped off pretty much, besides Dearness Johnson getting him 1.9. Other than that, everyone else freaking popped off for Pook as he pulls off a 9-point victory in a high-scoring affair, 130 to 139. Slaps' team did pretty solid besides Tyler Lockett, and Justin Herbert was the kind of the downer as they got Zombies Chargers got absolutely dicked on by Baltimore. That was kind of the
Dicked on.
surpriser of the day.
Dicked
But
on.
yeah, if Herbert just has like a normal game and Lockett's got to be a bit of a concern, but you probably still would have pulled out that victory. Slaps, any comments
I
now
know.
as you are now the first team ever? You have an award coming your way at the end of the season, Slaps. You're now the first team ever to start 0-6. One upping Pete from last year, who started 0-5 before Pete
Do-
beat Zach.
Do you know what? Right? If you look at my points against, right now,
Yeah,
fair
we'll
enough,
look at
and I hold my hands up and I genuinely say that my team has been shit from week 1 to 3. Of course it has been. I had to change it, which I did. But then I've had back-to-back weeks, which I play other people. If things go my way, then I get the win. I had 157 points last week and got beat by 207 points. And then this week I put up decent points. I beat a lot of the players this week, and I still don't get the win.
Yeah,
So,
so you just
it's
have
frustrating.
had unlucky stretches the past 2 weeks. I mean, the only thing that you can look at is those first few weeks where you weren't scoring the points you needed to score. You could have maybe won one of those games somewhere along the line there. But
I mean, even still,
other than that-
we've already discussed the trades that I had made wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I still got beat by pretty high points weeks 1 to 3 anyway. But
Mhm.
then I changed my team. I then started putting up good points, and I'm still coming up against stupidly high scores. So
Yeah,
I
you
got
changed
you
your
know,
team name
there's
from
nothing I
under
could do.
100 to over 100.
And I mean,
I
he
mean, you
scored
just
over
scored over
100,
100.
so it's worked. But maybe you need to change it to "Can I get lucky one week" or something like that, because you have had some unfortunate, as we'll see when we look at the standings. But 0-6, you're not out of it yet. I got a ridiculous DM from somebody asking if Slaps can no longer trade. Slaps is not eliminated from the playoffs. He's nowhere
Um,
close still. There's
also,
still time.
hold on a second.
There's still
We
time.
we
so.
we, sh- we surely can trade up until the end of the season because there's something
We are
on the line.
going to do a vote on that. Exactly.
Well,
That-
no, because
we
no,
won't-
Yes.
no,
we
that's
can't do a
fucking
vote on that.
bullshit.
We can't
That
do
is
a
We're-
vote.
bullshit.
We
Pook-
can't do a
Not gonna
vote
be
on
a
that.
Hold on,
fucking
listen
vote.
to
What
me.
is this shit?
Listen,
Oh,
listen.
we're just gonna have a
Calm
real-
down,
a
pussy.
vote?
Pussy, calm
Can I
down.
make a comment? Can I
Pook,
make a comment?
Hold on,
please?
wait 1 second. Pook did bring up last week a valid question, and I will get everyone's opinion, and we will do a vote on it. In years past, once you were physically eliminated from the playoffs, where you're mathematically eliminated, you cannot make the playoffs. You were not allowed to make any pickups or drops or trades. But however, now that the league has voted and approved on last place having to pay the shipping of
Yeah.
the trophy, it does seem a little unfair, in my opinion, to not allow them to try to continue to improve their team to fight
100%.
out of last
Hold on,
place.
that is
100%. I'm not
bullshit.
paying.
That
I'm not
Trading
paying
and
for a
edge dropping
trophy.
are different
I'm
things.
not paying for a trophy.
Bullshit.
No, listen, I'm not paying for a trophy if I can't. If I get injuries and I can't do anything to change my team, then I'm not
Yes.
paying for that trophy. Not a
Okay,
chance.
I
Then you're not in the league
I
next
understand
playing-
that. That's
I'm
valid.
playing. I'm playing.
Then you're
I'm
out of the
playing up
league.
until the
Let's
end. I'm playing up until the end. I'm not just gonna end.
Bullshit.
Okay,
Bullshit.
well, we're
100%
going, like I said,
100%
this
am.
week we will vote on that and decide that, since we're almost at the halfway point
Oh
of the
my
season,
god!
to
I
see
can't believe we're even
what's gonna
considering
happen.
this.
There's
I
no-
mean,
there's
it's
no
a
way-
valid
you can't
thing,
do that.
pussy. You
You
can't,
can't-
It is
you
not
can't deny.
valid.
Yes, it
There
is valid.
no validation
Yeah, there's the
behind
question
it
of air
whatsoever.
dropping and trading can be
Wait, yeah,
separated.
hold
Huh?
on, right? So
What,
Pussy,
Tyler?
Pussy, you tell right.
They
you
should be
tell
able to
me.
air drop and not trade.
Okay, so you're
Trading
saying, so
is
in your opinion, they
suspect.
should be able to pick
Not
up
a
and drop,
chance.
but not
Not a
trade.
chance.
Yes.
I mean,
Right,
Slaps,
no,
based
listen,
on how
there is a
you've traded
chance.
this year, I don't know if you really
No,
want
can I
to keep
make
trading for the
can I,
rest
can I
of the year.
genuinely make a point here, right? You're telling me that if you weren't in, like, everyone here that's made that comment, if you weren't in my position right now, if you knew that at the end of the season you had to pay to transport that trophy somewhere,
It's gonna
you
be
You
like
still
know,
want
hold
to be in
on.
the
You
now.
know
position
what
to
I
trade.
would tell you? You know
Calm
what I would
down.
tell you? Do better in the first half for the year, middle of the year, to not be in that
Yes.
position to be
Yes.
eliminated from the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's nothing you
That's
can do on that.
that's what
Yes.
There's nothing you
there
can do
is.
on that.
Yes, there
Yes.
is. The whole course of the season, you had a chance to
You know what there is?
win
But
games to
There is-
not
there's
be
a-
No,
in
no,
dead
no,
last
thing
and be
called not
eliminated.
go 0-6
Pussy,
and set a league
Listen,
record.
hold on.
Pussy,
Calm down a
shut
second.
up.
Calm down a
Shut up.
second. So here's the thing. It's when you're mathematically eliminated. It's not when you're 0-6 and are looking grim to make the playoffs. It's when you physically cannot make the playoffs, which will
Yes,
be
which is
weeks
not
from
far.
now. It will be weeks from now. You're gonna win probably a game next week or the week after, which is
I
gonna
doubt it.
delay it even more. It's
I
it's
doubt
gonna
it.
be weeks from now. You're forgetting there's 14 regular season weeks. So right now,
You can
if
be eliminated, but not technically eliminated.
yes, yeah, you
Yeah,
could
but-
think you
but-
have no chance, but mathematically
But
could
that's
still have a chance 4 weeks
regardless.
from now.
Regardless, trades still get vetoed. If it's an unfair trade, I'm still going to make trades to stop me being in last place because
Well,
I'm
Not
not
if
you
playing.
won't
you're
if the
playing-
league
No,
doesn't
but you will.
approve
No,
of that.
this
You
is
can make trades that are
bullshit.
kind of in the other
This is
person's
the
favor,
this
but
is
they won't be
how
fair.
we're even
Just
having
make
this
it so
conversation.
eliminated
just beyond
people
me.
trades have to be unanimously approved or something like that. Make it harder.
Well,
Well, that's
here's
never
an
gonna
idea.
work because
Here's an
Or
idea.
a higher
somebody will
threshold.
cuck
No, no.
them.
A
and
higher
not-
threshold then, like
and
75%.
I don't think it
if
needs to be a
trades are
higher threshold.
unfair,
It's
what
either
I
they
don't
can
understand-
trade and it's the normal trade procedure, or they
trades-
can't trade. That's
If
just.
trades are
But I like
unfair-
Tyler's idea of. I think I actually like it the opposite way because I like what Slaps is saying and I like what Tyler was saying, but the opposite. I think the adding and dropping could be the problem because you could end up dropping someone that could be good next week because you're just trying to win this week, and or you could try to drop like a star type player at the end of the year
That
because
get
you're
my
out of it.
sense.
Where trading, like Cheese or like you said, it has to be approved by more than half of the league or half of the
Of course it
league.
does.
So if you try to make a horrible trade, it's going to get vetoed by the league.
100%.
So
100%.
I kind of that's just my 2 cents. But we will get. Anyone else have any thoughts on this?
I haven't. I mean,
Oh God.
the-
Okay,
the-
go ahead, pussy.
I find it to be bullshit that just in the middle of the season we're just gonna come up with.
Well,
w-
this
oh,
is
we gotta
never-
vote on it. Oh,
this-
we gotta vote on it. Hold on.
I mean, I would agree with that.
When
I
I
think
take
it's
a look at
stupid that we've
Slaps'
not.
team, there's no question he's gonna make a shit trade to just try and not get
Okay.
last. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay,
Look at his
but
fucking
that's
team.
part of that. But in that
Yes,
manner, it
exactly.
keeps
Look
them
at my team.
engaged
I'm
for
not
the
a
whole
bad team.
season because they're trying not to finish
But
dead
then
last.
somebody gets an unfair advantage, like I've
No,
taken
because
all
you
year.
just veto the trade. What if it's a
Pusa,
horrible?
calm down. You sound like a Man U fan.
Well, yeah, that's what vetoes are for.
You just veto it if it's
seems
a
like-
horrible one-sided and he's clearly trying to gift your opponent a better team. It's gonna get vetoed by the league.
100%.
Like
I-
the
I-
only way
I-
he's
I
gonna
like
make
the
a
fact-
trade
No.
if
I like
it's
to
over
lock
with
the-
for him
lock
and he
the
can't do
team.
anything, then it's
Shame
kind
on
of
you
done.
for setting a fucking league record that should have never been fucking broken.
It
That's
has
what I
wait,
like.
it has nothing to do with his record right now. It has to
Well,
do
I'm just
with
telling you,
it has
he's
to
not
do
gonna make the
with
playoffs, and
we
I
were
want
going to
to
get to this
shame
point anyways
when he
with
opens
somebody
that
no
app
matter
that he
what,
can't
and
make
Pook
a
brought up
fucking
the
move.
point last week to me, which
I
I
like
didn't
that.
think of. So that's why we're discussing it
I
now.
like the team lock, can't make a move.
Okay.
Shame
No,
on
So we
you.
know where your
yes,
vote
yes,
is.
Fuck you.
Anybody else
Yes,
besides
but the only
slaps
reason
and
you're
cheese?
voting that is because you
have an
hate
opinion?
me and you want
Okay,
to
okay.
see me pay
No,
for the trophy.
that is
so
the
It
opposite.
is, no, it
Okay,
is.
Slaps,
all right,
because- hold
all
on.
right.
100%.
We got your
I
I
guys.
just
just want
want
this
to
to be known. Slaps,
Zombie-
I like you a lot. I put you up in the top
Okay,
5.
pussy,
But
stop.
just in terms of fantasy, this is just fucking terrible.
Okay,
Yeah,
stop.
but
Look, if
but
you don't like
you're
a
talking
trade, just
bullshit. You're
literally
talking
veto it.
bullshit.
Okay,
though,
so
because
cheese,
you
what
don't-
is your opinion on the matter?
Okay, I originally I was like, you know what, I was agreeing with Pussy, but then like if you're last, you gotta actually pay for the trophies. I like how there's incentive, right? If I get eliminated, I can still try to make my team not the worst in the league.
100%.
It
Which I
keeps
do
you
like
trying.
that.
Okay, I
And
agree
then
with
there,
that.
I mean, I still stick with like a trade between eliminated players should be able to be vetoed a bit easier, I think. than
So
just a normal
what?
trade.
Like 75% it needs
Yeah,
approved?
it should mean higher.
No,
But
no,
that's
no,
unfair
because
to the
people are
person
AIDS,
that's
people are
unfair
AIDS,
to the
100%.
person that is still in it. That is
People are
trading.
AIDS in this. Also, people are
Mhm.
AIDS in this league.
Because that's
and
not
most
fair
people
to
that
veto
other
it
person.
Anyway.
All right, just keep it the same, and then you could just be not afraid to veto then if you think. it's
Listen,
gonna
if
be
someone
unfair.
if someone in this league, which I don't think anyone ever would, but if somebody in this league was actually trying to throw to gift players to somebody else, I don't think it would ever
It'd be
happen.
pretty
First of all,
obvious. It'd be pretty
because everyone
obvious.
hates each other in here. They're not going to just gift someone a great
Not a
team.
chance, I am. I'm
But
planning to win.
if somebody did, it would be pretty obvious,
yeah,
and we
yeah,
would
right?
all
You could
veto
easily
that
tell.
trade. All the people that were in contention fighting against that team that's now getting a
Yeah,
great
that's
team
like an instant
would
7
be
vetoes
vetoed
right there.
because they know they'd be getting screwed off of it. So I don't think we have to
Yeah.
worry about that. The only one that I would slightly worry about is a situation like, let's say he's got a couple players, like let's say, I don't know, let's say Will Fuller starts to pop off towards the end of the year, or someone on his bench, maybe Jamal Williams, maybe he needs to drop somebody, so he drops a Jamal Williams who still has a value towards the end of the year and picks up someone just that he can use for that week, and then that's the only part that would worry me a little bit about the adding and dropping, is
So
you
then
might
just
be
subject-
gifting somebody else for the future weeks that don't need that win right away this week.
Golfer, just
a better
subject
player.
all eliminated teams adding and droppings to manual review, and we just vote on it.
That
And if
seems-
we
uh,
do
Yeah,
veto,
okay,
you
like
just
a lot of
re-add the
work.
player
With
back
that.
to the team.
I
That
agree
seems like a
with
lot
that.
of work. Okay.
Look,
So you
whenever
want to
if-
be
if
able
a-
to
if a-
vote on all their.
Yeah, so say Slaps is eliminator, may I get eliminated, right? And I drop somebody, everybody votes on it, normal voting procedures, and if it's vetoed, you just manually re-add the player back.
Okay.
No,
I agree.
but at the
I
same,
We
agree.
could. Okay.
I mean,
so
it's
you
not a bad
like
idea.
that.
It's
Okay.
it's not a bad idea. But at the same time, if I have won a bid on something, and the player that I have beaten that bid
I
doesn't
can see
like
who
that,
the
then
next
they would veto
person.
against
No,
it.
yeah, that is true.
Can't
That's a good
can't the
point.
commissioner, doesn't the commissioner
we
have
just
fab
get back to the
powers?
point you're 0-6.
Well, yeah,
You
I
just
do,
cannot
but
be 0-6.
no, what he's saying is if he drops somebody and picks up somebody else, and somebody in contention wanted that player but got outbid, then they're gonna veto his drop, so that way they can then get the player instead of
Yes.
Slaps.
So then just disqualify anybody else who went for the same player.
But then
vote.
but then you've got that issue where there could be loads of
I
people
think
that have done that.
I think that's too complicated and too tricky. I think it just needs to be basic. Either they can trade and drop, and if I see somebody dropping players that's gifting, then we just kick them out like
Okay,
Pete
yeah, I-
last
I-
year,
I would vote- I would-
100%.
or something along those
100%.
lines.
If it's if
but
but I'm never
yeah.
going to do that. But
I
the point I'm
understand.
making,
but
if
you're
you,
not the only one that's going to be eventually
Slav,
eliminated.
you're only
so.
2 games from cheese. You're not gonna finish in last.
Okay, we're
I
not.
think he is.
We're not saying that. Who
All right,
knows?
I'm gonna
We're-
vote. I'm gonna
this
vote on.
listen. This isn't just a slaps issue. This is going to eventually be other people as well.
Yeah,
Other
only
people
like
will
7
eventually
teams
be.
make it,
I
right?
don't
So
eliminated.
5 people
know,
won't make it.
So, but regardless, all right.
Wow,
So
Pusa.
we will have an official vote on that this week, since Pook brought it up last week, which was a good
Yep.
point. Thank you to Pook,
Just
because
for the
didn't think of
viewers
that.
out there, this is the second vote in a matter of a couple days that we've just randomly decided that we were going to have a vote on. Just to put it in
What's
perspective.
the other vote?
What
Thanks
was
for
the other
watching.
vote?
What was the
What
other
was the other
vote?
vote?
Oh, we're just going to randomly propose. Well, I didn't know the Eagles played on Thursday. Da, 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 da.
That wasn't
Yeah,
a random
bullshit.
vote. That wasn't a
That
random
was
vote.
a random vote. That's never happened before. Where we're just like,
But we
well,
did. The trade didn't go
No,
through.
no. The only way that was gonna get voted on was if both of them came to an agreement, and then
But
the
we've
whole
never had
league,
that in the
besides
first
them
place.
two, would have the chance to do it. Yeah, because we never had two people with that type of trade be accepted, and then one want to go back on it because they didn't realize what's happened. That's never been a situation before. But it wasn't even a vote because Zach
like
knew
it's
what he
a-
was doing the whole time.
Sounds like a person that didn't realize it's a problem.
Not
and
true.
not mine.
That is true, which is
Alright,
why
let's
the
just move
trade,
on.
which is why the trade went through, pussy, and Zach didn't agree to have the revote. So, all right. So GG's to Pook. He moves to 2-4. Big win for him. Keeps him in the hunt with a chance. As Hero Brown, his acquisition did very well for him. Basically got him the dub, as well as Jalen Waddle stepped up with Tua back. So big win for him. Keeps him right in it. Moving on to the next matchup, we had Zombie versus Matt, and this was a big surprise as Zombie took Matt behind the woodshed, 78 to 152. Zombie moves to 4-2 now in that big tie of second place and 4-2. Matt falls to 2-4 after getting a couple wins in back-to-back weeks. Yeah, his team just underperformed all around. Kind of surprising. We did not expect to see. He had some injuries as well. On Zombie side, as Josh Allen, Cook stepped up, came back with a big game. The wide receivers did good. Only thing was his tight end got hurt, broke his hand. So we'll see what Zombie does there. But Zombie, any comments after the big win over Matt?
No, it was quick and light work. His team was looking like Man U from the last few weeks.
Okay, well, we'll see if his team this upcoming week looks like Man U today, because they did win. Moving on to the next one, this was a battle of 4-1s in a big-time battle, and Bill, as much shit as he was trying to talk, finally loses a game to Hunter. Hunter bounces back after his loss last week to me, gets a big win, 157 to 125. Respectable score, but Hunter's team was just too good. Prescott did well. Leonard Fournette continues to pop up. They finally gave the full carries and full workload to a running back there in Tampa, and it's Leonard Fournette, and he is doing great. It's looking like a great player this year for Hunter. It really gives him that second great running back. Tyreek Hill has a great game. Noah Fant woke up finally. So yeah, GG's to Hunter now, 5-1. Bill falls to 4-2, but still right in it. And then moving on to the next one, we had Tyler versus Cheese. Cheese now, after starting 2-0, 4 straight losses. 104 is all his team puts up. Loses to Tyler, bounces back with a win. Now moves to 4-2. Big win for Tyler. Cheese, any comments after another disappointing, underperforming game?
The injuries have been hurting me. Saquon went down.
Okay.
Tony had like 6 points in 2 minutes, and then he went down.
Yeah.
Claypool, who was great last week, was terrible. McGaskin, who was great last week, was terrible. DJ Moore's just been okay. People are still trying to trade Aaron Jones for me for like little dog shit. I'm not about to do that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm
Something
just trying to,
that I
but
don't
we still put up.
notice.
We've only put up under 100 once, so, and I would have
Okay.
beat a couple of teams this week.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to bounce. I'm hoping to bounce back against the bye week teams,
Jesus Christ.
and
Alright,
then Saquon can
alright.
be healthy.
All right. Well,
Also,
your
I
team.
want to say that I said Pusu would be a god team like 2 weeks ago. No one believed me. So
Oh, okay. So Pussy would be a god team. Okay.
I said he was gonna beat me.
I mean, he
when
scored
messed up.
139 points.
Hold
I don't
on,
know if
hold
that
on. I
was
just wanted to be known that I do not believe in false idols, so any conduct of that shit
Okay.
will not be tolerated.
Okay.
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 Hey, look, I'm just gonna try to, it's 2-4. We're a lot of weeks to go.
No,
Okay.
not at
Alright.
all. I
Alright.
disagree.
All
My team
right.
is
Meanwhile,
horseshit.
Tyler moves to 4-2. You said your team's horseshit, Tyler?
Yeah, it is. It's bad.
Pusu said that.
What? Oh, you called Cheese's team horseshit or Tyler's
He called
team
his
horseshit?
own team.
Oh.
My team
Yeah, I don't know what's going
I
on.
mean, Tyler's
he
is
doesn't
pretty
want to
bad
get the
too.
perfect
I mean, I
team.
will admit
Oh,
that.
Tyler's
It
as
seems
bad
to
as
me-
well. Wow.
It seems to me that the numbers are not working.
I mean, he scored 136 points.
Yeah.
That's solid. That gets you a
Oh,
win.
Jesus Christ.
I will say the big positive is Hawkinson looked good again, so that's a
Yeah,
good
but is he
bounce back
hurt
game.
practice?
Well, I have Hunter
today?
Henry, who also has been pretty solid,
Oh,
so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty
okay.
set.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad after 4 straight losses, you are not panicking. You seem to be very level-headed and
The
happy
injuries
with the
been
team.
killing me.
Yeah, well, that's fantasy football. I mean, everyone's got some. Tyler, any
Back-to-back
comments
weeks.
now that you're 4-2? Big win for you?
Cheese, the king of being satisfied with mediocre performances, so the mediocre performance, and of course, he doesn't even come close to beating me.
Ooh.
So that,
Hey,
Okay.
But at least
I
he's
give
happy.
Tyler credit. He has a lot of
Okay.
unorthodox players, and it's working out for him.
Mm.
That's why I put Tyler's numbers pretty high.
Ooh, okay. All
Jesus.
right. Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
All right, and then moving on to the final matchup of the week, and of course, it was the shit
Toilet
bowl of the week as we had Ernie versus Zach in a showdown. 91-95. Zach pulls out a 4-point victory as this came down to Sunday night, and it came
100%.
down to a defense, believe it or
Get
not.
wrecked.
And the defense did not do quite enough as Ernie falls to 3-3. Zach desperately needed this win to put him now to 2-4. So big win for Zach, although he only scored 95 points. Yeah, Ernie 3-3, kind of mediocre. And when we go over the preview, you'll see his team is not looking that great to get a win this week. But Zach, any comments
mine.
on your 95-point victory? I can't
Get
believe I'm
wrecked,
saying
you
that.
illegal bitch.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right,
Whoa.
all right. So, any
Don't
comment
say
on
that
your
shit about
team
my
after 95 points? You ain't gonna get many wins scoring only 95 points.
Yeah,
Scary.
Mike is
Terry
back this week,
6. Oh, he is. Oh.
so it's over.
Oh. So why were you desperately trying to trade for a wide receiver that wasn't on bye then? And why, if Mike is back?
Because Keenan is on bye.
Oh, yeah. But you wouldn't have need Keenan this week if Mike is there.
Is Mike back?
I had the $100 man in my flex.
Oh, but wait. So you don't want to play the $100 man?
No, I don't want to play Edmonds.
Oh, okay.
Hey, is
All
Mike
right.
back? Is it official?
No,
Yep.
it's not official. It is not.
It is.
It's
Check
not
the
official.
news.
All right. So looking at the standings after that week, we have
It's on
Hunter
CNN.
back on top at the top rank, 5-1, looking very good right now as he's got a 99% chance to make the playoffs. I don't know about that, but his team is looking very good. 5-1, top the table. Then we have a whole bunch of 4-2s as this week kind of brought a bunch of people together. Bill, Pussy, Zombie, myself, and Tyler, all 4-2, all with pretty decent chances to make the playoffs, except for Zombie for some reason, according to ESPN. But you know, it's ESPN's numbers. And then right now, courtesy of that 7th spot, if it ended today, we would have Ernie making the playoffs at 3-3. But there's still a long way to go in this for these 2-4 teams. They're all right there, and like we said with Slaps, he's going to need to start winning
Wait,
games in a hurry.
Look, ESPN loves Pook's team.
Yeah, ESPN does love Pook's team now that he has Hero Brown.
it
70%
bases it heavily
chance.
off of what you're projected for the current week. That's why
Oh,
Zombies
really?
is so bad.
Oh,
It's so
okay.
good.
Because he's
Okay.
projected to lose
Shit.
this week.
And then
It's
looking
minus
at points
94%.
for, as it is
What the
tightened
fuck?
up now, as we have Bill still with the most points for in the league, but Hunter and Pussy are very close behind him. Then we have Zombie and myself. They're 5,
Zach,
4,
you're
and
right there.
5. It was about mediocre point totals. And then looking at points against.
GCM.
What?
Obviously, like Slaps
Alright.
has went over, 900 points against that is an insane amount. Kind of speaks to why he's 0-6 a little bit. But his points for is also bottom half, so he can't totally
It's a
complain
combination
about
of
it.
unluckiness
It is a
and bad team.
combination. Yeah, that is true, and that's kind of what gets you to 0-6.
I would lean on one side of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we know, Pussy. We know. All right. Well, we look ahead now to week 7, and it is a big week for a lot of teams as these middle weeks of the season are going to determine a lot. You always want to stay above 500 or try to keep yourself in that playoff hunt, and we'll see what happens this week. First matchup of the week, we have myself versus Ernie, and bye week has hit us As you know, we had a few bye teams last week, but this week 7 is a brutal week for buys, as a lot of good
85.
teams with a lot of good fantasy players are on bye this week. You have the Cowboys, the Bills. What I think is the Steelers on bye too.
They
I
literally
think
put every good team
so.
in
It's
the
a
same bye week.
lot of good teams.
Yeah.
So Ernie is struggling to put a roster, but GG's to him as he made a pickup with the Kenyon Drake. So you see on Ernie's bench, he has Jefferson on bye, Zeke on bye. He's got David Montgomery on IR,
Man,
Kareem
that's-
3
Hunt,
IRs.
who
Jesus
just went
Christ.
on IR. His huge pickup in P. Ryan is also out. Jarvis Landry, who may come back for tomorrow night's game, we'll see, but he's currently still on bye. Mike Williams on a bye. So a ton of bye issues and injuries combined for
Why
this
didn't he get
lineup
T.Y.
for
Hilton?
Ernie. Well, you can ask him that in the chat. I don't know, because he spent all his money on Kenyon Drake. That's probably why. But so right now, ESPN has it projected 85 to 117. Really, I just have CD on a bye and my Buffalo guys, but I wasn't starting them anyways after last week's shit performance. So yeah, I'm not as bad as Ernie, nowhere near. But we'll see. I highly doubt. I think Ernie could scratch out maybe 90 to 100 points with this lineup. He's got Aaron Rodgers against Washington, Kenyon Drake against Philly, Giovanni Bernard against Chicago. Maybe Bernard can get some catches, maybe get 5 to 10 points. Maybe he sneaks in a touchdown somewhere. We'll see. Ayuk against the Colts. Maybe it's Ayuk's game finally after coming off the bye. Maybe they integrate him more. Hunter Renfrow against Philly, who's been doing okay. Pitts, who's been his one kind of star guy these last few weeks against Miami. Decent matchup there. If Landry doesn't play, I'm assuming he'll play Donovan Peoples-Jones tomorrow night against Denver. Don't like that, but he doesn't have any options. It would be better if Landry was back for him. And Washington's defense against Green Bay. So
Defense
Aaron
looks
Rodgers.
up
So
to
Ernie
that.
does the job to draft 2 defenses this year and holds 2 defenses the whole season. And then it comes to bye week where his Steelers are on bye, and he's got shit Washington still on his team, who has not been a good defense all year. And it's facing Green Bay, who he has the quarterback of. So I don't know. Surely he could have found another defense off the waivers, but who knows? It's Ernie. You know he ain't making no trades, so this is going to be the team that he rosters. But looking on my side, I have Matthew Stafford against Detroit. Love that. Chuba Hubbard against the Giants. I like that as well. Darrell Williams, who went off in his first game as the full man with Allaire out against Tennessee. Tennessee did decent against the run last week, so we'll see what happens with that. Metcalf against the Saints. I don't know what to expect on that. Smith against the Raiders. Tyler Higbee against Detroit as well. Allen Robinson, as long as he plays, against Tampa. We'll see how that goes. And the Browns, as both my defenses are on bye. So I have the Browns tomorrow night against that Denver offense. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I'm obviously going to pick myself. I think, maybe 20-point victory, I'll say, just because of all of Ernie's problems. If I know one thing, if I lose this game, I will never hear the end of it from Ernie. I don't like that. I'd rather it be a close contest where, if I lose it, Ernie makes fun. But if Ernie somehow beats me with this lineup of buys and IRs and problems,
Zach,
I might have to quit. I might have to quit the league for good after this one.
Quit.
Yeah, I might have to. All right, let's see here. Zach, who's winning this matchup? Is Zach
Not
here?
Ernie.
Not Ernie. Okay. Cheese.
Yeah, this could be the biggest blowout we've ever seen, to be honest with you.
I don't like that. Don't say that.
I'm-
Scores 50
well,
points
don't
off
put
I'm
it-
thinking that
don't put
Drake,
it-
Bernard, and Ayuk, and Peoples-Jones could just get big fat bagels.
I mean,
So
they
it's-
could, but they could also, sneak touchdowns somewhere.
If Ernie
Like,
wins, we're literally never ever hearing the end of it, but golfers winning easily.
Exactly. That's my fear in this. Somehow Ernie pulls it out,
If
or
Ernie wins,
maybe
this
my
is gonna be
team
a-
does nothing, or maybe I get injuries during the week. Who knows?
If Ernie wins, this is going to be on Zach's
Yes.
future rankings.
Oh yes, yeah. This would be
But you're
the
winning. Don't worry
biggest
about it.
upset of all time, which
you're
Ernie
winning.
would hold
It's-
over me
you're-
for
you're good.
eternity.
You're good. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Don't worry
All
about
right, pussy.
This is just when I've played in fantasy leagues for probably since about, I would say maybe 5th grade.
Uh-huh.
I looked at this lineup that's Ernie assembled here.
Yeah.
This might be the worst lineup I've ever seen assembled for a week.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not even
it's
kidding.
It's pretty bad. It's Aaron Rodgers and Pitts and maybe Renfrow.
It's Aaron Rodgers
That's
and
about
friends.
it. Yeah.
And put it in perspective, people that are watching on YouTube, I am 22 years old.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is a combination of bad drafting for buys because he drafted a bunch of players on the same bye week, and then he doesn't make trades, so he doesn't look to trade ahead of time
He
to
is
get rid
available
of
2 days
some of
or
those bye
a week,
weeks.
so
So this is what you get when you don't look at buys when you draft,
you better trade on
and
Sunday
you
or
don't
Monday,
trade.
or
I mean, this is just kind of what happens. So, all right, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, Buffer's team's not looking like it's gonna like explode this week, but
Nope.
just Ernie's team is so bad that Buffer can win if he scores 90.
Christ.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I
Buffer's
score
gonna
more
win.
than that. So, all right,
I
and
need Golfer to win.
Still
Zombie.
have to.
Zombie, your thoughts?
You copy, Zombie?
Guarantee.
Yeah, surely this is your guarantee, is it not?
No, this is actually his tie of the week.
Is Zombie here in the
Golfer,
party?
you there? Or Golfer?
All right, we lost
Zombie,
the
are you
zombie.
there?
Let's move on.
No? Oh boy, what a shame. All right, we'll skip his matchup then and see if he comes back. Moving on.
Am I not gonna vote? No.
Oh, I thought I said you, didn't I?
No, you
Okay,
don't get a
Slaps, go
fucking
ahead.
vote.
You're gonna double his points.
Double his points. Wow. Okay, so what? He has 60 and I have 120,
I
or
think less. I think he'll put up 50.
50? Oh my God. Okay. Actually, that's a good idea. How many points is Ernie scoring this week, Zach?
40.
40. Okay.
No,
Jeez.
it's-
I mean,
No,
Aaron
in the
Rodgers would
40s,
probably
in the
score
40s,
20 of that.
in the 40s.
Do we have a record book for the lowest amount of points scored per week?
Yeah, I can find that. Yeah, I believe
in
it's
the
like
40s.
I believe I
I'm going 50.
scored. I believe I know I scored 61 one time against Bill like 2 years ago.
Jesus
But
Christ.
Must have been in the
I had
50s.
injuries that week, but that might be the lowest. I don't know if anyone's ever been in the 50s, but I'll have to go back to last year and look. I can't look at Pete's league because I
Oh
don't know.
my God.
But all right, Cheese, how many points is Ernie scoring?
He's scoring like 58 or something like
58. Okay. Pussy.
I'm gonna pick my commissioner,
What?
Gunnar Lemons.
We already did the selections.
that.
You
How many points
idiot.
is Ernie
How
scoring?
many points is
Pay
Ernie
attention,
scoring?
fool.
You fucking dumbass.
Oh,
You
how
already
many
said you were
points is he
picking me.
scoring?
Yeah. What is
He's
his
gonna
total?
score 69.
69. Oh,
Nice.
that's kind of high. Okay. Slaps.
Yeah, 50.
50. Okay. Tyler. What is your numbers? What does your number say?
66.66.
66.6.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I
Oh my
like
God.
it.
Get that shit out of here.
Okay.
Get
And
going.
is Zombie
Kick him.
still here?
Kick
Is Zombie still
Yeah,
not
the
here?
Catholic
You should be
alarm.
more afraid of a
That's
priest
wrong,
than a
Tyler.
number.
That's just wrong, Tyler.
Okay.
Kick him.
All
Kick him.
right,
I'm not dealing with that
Zombie,
shit.
you're back. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, first matchup, myself versus Ernie. First of all, who's winning? And second of all, how many points is Ernie scoring this week? We've had some 50s. We had a 40. We've had 69, 66.66. Or are you going to pick Ernie to
think-
win?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, this isn't a guarantee? Wow, a lot of people
No.
thought it would be.
What?
Okay. Zombie, have you even looked at Ernie's team, first of all?
Oh.
Is that a question?
Oh, yeah, this is a
Oh.
fucking guarantee.
Oh,
No, I wasn't in the room, that's why.
I figured.
Ernie, this is a guarantee you're fucking getting destroyed. But
Oh, okay.
I think he'll score like 70.
Wow, 70. Okay, that's a pretty good performance from Ernie. All right, if he scores that, considering the lineup he has right now. But who knows? Maybe Ernie makes a trade and surprises us all. All right, moving on to the next matchup. We have Pook versus Zombie and another possible bye injury issue red-leaded team. I wish Zombie and Ernie were playing each other this week because then it would have been like the battle of the shitters. But right now, Pook is projected to win 138-94. Pook has Ertz against the Raiders, DeAndre Swift against the Rams, Dearness Johnson sticking with him for tomorrow night against the Broncos, now with Chubb and what's his name? Hunt out. Jalen Waddle against Atlanta, that's pretty decent. Antonio Brown, as long as he plays, against Chicago. Kelsey against Tennessee, and Kamara against Seattle. And the Saints defense against Geno in that Seattle offense. On Zombie side, he's got Ryan Tannehill with Josh Allen on a bye. So Ryan Tannehill against the Chiefs. Chiefs defense is kind of iffy, so maybe might be decent. Melvin Gordon against Cleveland tomorrow night. So they both have running backs tomorrow night. That'll be interesting. His Chicago boy against Tampa Bay. That's a very tough rush defense, so we'll see what he does. A.J. Brown against Kansas City, so maybe he can get some touchdown passes from Tannehill to Brown, get the double points. Lazard against Washington. David Njoku against Denver tomorrow night as well. Ruggs against the Eagles, and the Cardinals defense against Houston. That's pretty good there. Yeah, Zombie, like we said, he's got Dalvin Cook on bye, Deontay Johnson on bye, Josh Allen on bye, Diggs on bye, Knox is on bye and hurt. I mean, just almost as bad as Ernie as far as buys. Like half his team's on bye once again. So Zombie clearly just throwing this week as a loss. He's only 4-2, so that would put him at 4-3. So interesting there. Would be a huge win for Pook if he can get it to move him to 3-4. I do think Pook's going to get it. I know Zombie's probably going to predict if he loses this and Pook loses, then it's like the worst loss of all time. But I do think Zombie's team will put up more points than Ernie's. I just think Pook's team is going to have another pretty solid 130-point week and get an easy victory. Zach.
Zombie, you'll get in the 80s.
In the
I
80s,
believe.
okay.
Yeah. But
Is that good enough to beat Pook?
that is not good enough to beat
Okay.
Pook, unfortunately for you. You're getting crapped on.
Okay, all right. So another prediction of a crapped on matchup with buys. The Cheese.
Yeah, I mean, Pook's winning. You know, it's the bye week. I did say last week I like the moves today with the Hero Brown.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Okay, Pussy.
This is going to be a rape,
Oh, okay.
and Pook is going to be the rapee.
Okay. All right.
He's going to win.
Yep. Okay.
Wait.
Slaps.
Between the rapist.
Yeah, he's gonna be the
Yeah,
rapist.
rapist.
That's why we paused a minute, because I'm like, wait, are you saying Pook's gonna get raped in this? Okay. All right. Slaps.
Yeah, Pook.
Pook. Okay. Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know what ESPN is projecting Pook for 138. I mean, his team looks
It is
good this
high.
week, but I don't know why it's projected that high. But
Kamara's
Zombie's team looks
projected for
awful, so
22.
obviously Pook's gonna win.
Okay. Zombie.
Listen,
Yes.
everyone knows this is a guarantee, right?
Yes.
But if it doesn't happen, I will hold this over Pook's head for the rest of his life.
Of course. Of course. You
don't
know,
have to do
that's
that.
why I wish Pook was attended this, because he right now would be saying, "Zombie, this isn't just a shirt thing. Like it isn't exactly gonna happen. Like you're not gonna be able to hold this over me. You still have a decent team." Like he'd be trying to justify if you somehow do win this. But yeah, so you're saying you have no chance, Zombie.
No chance in
No
hell.
chance. Okay. All right. Well, you threw away this 1 week. We'll see if that puts you to 4-3. We'll see if that costs you in the long run. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Hunter at 5-1 versus Slaps at 0-6. Tough to be 0-6 and then to have to play Hunter, whose team looks
Yep.
very good. But right now, ESPN has you predicted to win by a point, so we'll see how that goes. Hunter has Joe Burrow against Baltimore, James Conner against Houston, Leonard Fournette against Chicago, Tyreek Hill against Tennessee, Godwin against the Bears, Fant against Cleveland tomorrow night, and Sutton against Cleveland tomorrow night. So he's got and the Broncos defense against Cleveland. So he's got 3 tomorrow night. That's going to be big for Hunter to get off to a good start. Or maybe, start slow. Sutton and Fant have both had big boom games, but they've also had some bust games, so we'll see what happens. On Slaps' side, you got Matt Ryan against Miami, who you picked up. Who's on bye for you? Herbert. Yep, so no Herbert this week. Cordell Patterson against Miami after his bye. Henderson against Detroit. I like that matchup. Sterling Shepard against Carolina. Cooper Kupp against Detroit. We'll see if Detroit puts up any type of fight in this game against the Rams. I hope not. Hopefully everybody gets their fantasy points. Zach Ertz traded to Arizona. He trades for him and now gets Houston. So a great matchup.
Dalton Schultz is on bye as well.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is on bye, so that's a decent trade. You gave up one of the cuffs, so not the main guy though, so that's decent. Devontae Parker against Atlanta, as long as he plays, could be decent, and the Panthers against the Giants. This one, I think, I agree with ESPN. I think it's going to be somewhat close. I like some of Slaps' matchups. I think if Hunter gets off to a good start tomorrow night, if his Fant and his Sutton do very well, then I think it could be a win for Hunter. But I am going to take Hunter, but I think it will be a close game. I just like some of his players a little bit more, although I could see some people popping off for Slaps' team. I think this could be high scoring. Zach.
Slaps.
Slaps.
You won't win a game all year.
Oh, you would not win a game all year. Wow. Okay. Cheese.
I'm gonna do this as I'm gonna do the tie of the week.
This is the tie. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tie of the week.
So you don't know, so you're taking a tie. Okay. Pussy.
Not my tie.
I am going to say that this is going to be a close game.
Okay.
But can I say some stuff about this matchup in particular?
Sure. Go ahead. Whatever you want to
About
say.
a half hour before the show, I was tuning in to twitch.tv/AMP1130, and he was listening to this song about a cowboy.
Okay.
That fucks hard with his big dick. Now,
Ram Ranch, I believe. Yeah.
Ram Ranch.
Okay.
I would say that the trades that Slaps has made this season.
Okay.
He would be the Ram.
Okay.
And everybody else would be the cowboy.
Okay.
That's how bad his team is.
You don't talk
so.
anything about my trades that I've done like my most recent trades. You don't.
I
mention anything about
thought your trade. I thought your trade yesterday was bad.
Okay. So you did not like the move of trading Michelle for Ertz.
Correct.
He needed a tight end though.
How? Like, Pussy, you are deluded if you think that was a bad trade.
I think it was a bad trade.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what Ertz does this week against Houston. So you're taking Hunter then.
Correct. And I just wanted to also be established that Slaps is 0-6.
Oh, yes, we've said that many times, but
Oh,
hey, like I
0-6.
said, give credit to Slaps. He's 0-6, but he is still in the show and still defending his team.
Correct,
He's still talking,
yes.
so
That's
kid
why I
deserves
like him.
credit.
That's
yes,
why I like
that
him.
deserves credit because there's a lot of people in this league that would not do that.
Correct.
Heck, some people
Hey,
won't even
hey,
do it when
he-
they're 2-4, let alone.
They're too busy. They
0-6.
gotta punch numbers.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
Would you?
The last playoff team only has 3 wins. He gets
Yes.
hot for a month. He's right back in.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He's
Jesus
far from out of
Christ.
it. Far from
Well, he
out of
plays
it.
me next week, so that's not gonna.
No, that's unlucky.
I mean,
Boost, I thought your team sucked.
Okay. Can
I
I
don't
just
believe in
ask
false
you a
idol.
question? I want to ask you a question though, Pussy, since we're on Hunter's matchup. So a
Correct.
few weeks ago, you said you would shoot yourself in the head if Hunter was at the top of the standings.
Correct. I
Warren.
did say this.
Hunter's gonna be 6-1 now, possibly if he wins like you predict. I mean, any thoughts on Hunter being 6-1, top of the standings still after 6 weeks?
That was, me thinking that he was running his own team and he was going to be 6-1.
Okay.
I'm starting to believe, since he is, very, very inactive and
Yes.
barely
that's
has
true.
any knowledge of who is on his roster, or like,
Okay.
for example, when I try to make a trade with Hunter,
Yeah.
he doesn't know the specifics, I would say. He's more focused on
Well, can I
his
say
daily life.
that you should just stop wasting your time trying to make a trade with Hunter because as long as he's in first place or near the top at 5-1 or 5-2 or whatever, he's not going to trade anything because he's not going to fuck it up.
I think I'm going to be honest here. I honestly think that either Matt is helping him run his team, or he has a friend of his that knows a little bit about football.
Okay.
And he is
So kind of like cheese with fake rat. Gotcha. Okay.
I would say, yeah, that's probably close.
Okay. Well, I hope it's not Matt because that's kind of.
What do you mean? He hasn't made any trades. How is someone helping him?
I mean, he has started some of the wrong players. Like his loss to me was solely based on him starting the wrong player. But I mean, I don't know. Interesting thought. Well, unfortunately, we'll probably never be able to ask him
He
that
took players
in the
and
party.
got lucky. Like he took his boy Najee, and he turned out to be good.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette, who he's got, has turned out to be a number 1
Fournette.
ace guy. Yeah,
Dak
I mean, he does
was
have some fortune, but
projected to be
that's
good.
fantasy
Tyreek
football.
Hill.
Yeah, you gotta be lucky to get some of those players that turn out to be studs. All right, let's see, Tyler, who's winning? What the fuck?
was watching James Bond.
That's the James Bond theme song, 007. It's coming to our league soon. Slaps about to be 007.
Gotcha.
That's
Oh,
Hunter's
I
winning
get it.
this week.
Very, very
Oh,
creative.
good
Very
one.
creative there, Tyler.
Good one.
All right, Zombie.
Listen, I believe in my Scottish friend Craig.
Oh, okay. So you're saying he's getting
And-
his first win this week?
Yes, because if he doesn't, then I don't know. He might
Wow.
fucking die of
So
an aneurysm.
Zombie, you've guaranteed him to win 2 previous times and been wrong both times. Now you're still sticking with him and saying he's gonna win this week
Jesus
as
Christ.
the
Yeah,
only
'cause if he
person to think
doesn't,
he's gonna win.
just gonna go off the deep end and fucking I don't know what he might do.
I mean, he's already been off the deep end a couple times. Okay. And Slaps, you gonna pull this victory out somehow or what?
I mean, I'm still continuing to believe that I've got a good team in that. You know, at some point I'll get a bit of luck going for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go myself. Don't know why, but
I think you're going to
Okay.
need more than luck
Nice.
at 0-6. I think you're going to need.
That's
I don't know if you've seen
like
it.
we already
It's
know.
an
We already said he
American,
wins 3 in a
sports
row.
movie.
He's
It's
right
like
back
one
in
of the
it.
greatest American sports movies. It's about a hockey team. I think you should put that. Maybe just Google.
Miracle
Good
on Ice.
hockey
He needs a
movie,
miracle on
USA.
Ice.
The Mighty
Okay.
Ducks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. We have
Okay.
Cheese versus Matt, and Matt has put Cam Newton in as his quarterback and nothing else in his lineup. His team name is Pick Sam and move on. Why? Does he have a shit ton of injuries and
Yes,
buys?
he does.
Okay.
That
All right, so let's see. So Cheese projected for 118, just average score. He's got Mahomes against Tennessee, Jones against Washington, Booker against Carolina, DJ Moore against the Giants, Rashad Bateman in there against Cincy, Hawkinson as long as he plays, but he picked up an injury playing the Rams, Jamison Crowder against New England could be a little tough, and the Raiders against Philly. Not the best.
Well, I got some
Let's see.
buys,
Who
you
does
know?
Matt have? So Matt is going to have one of the Washington running backs because if Gibson doesn't play, he'll just start the other one that he has.
Great player.
He's got Evans against Chicago. He's probably going to have to start Gervonta tomorrow night unless he makes a trade, which me and him have a trade pending still the whole day that he said he would get back to me on. So we'll see. He's got Lamar against Cincy. I don't know why he's not. Why isn't he? Am I missing something? Why isn't he putting all these players in his lineup? He still has a full team.
Yeah, so there's a chance.
Yeah, he has a
Not
full
as bad
team
as
of
Ernie or
players.
Zombie.
Yeah, he's got plenty of players to roster a lineup. I mean, he's got Eckler out and Cooper out, and so I mean, I don't know. Well, looking at those players, I'm assuming Matt, since he doesn't have them in, is going to try to do something. I mean, I'm going to take Cheese, but I need to see who Matt's going to actually play. I mean, I like some of those players on his bench that are actually playing. I mean, Lamar is still good. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it could be close depending on who Matt decides to play or if he makes a move or something. But I guess Cheese for now, but we'll see. We'll quick speed through this one. Zach?
Ty.
That's a pretty safe pick. Cheese?
You know what? You can pick me and move on.
Okay.
Get everybody on my team can get healthy for next week.
Okay, all right. Pussy?
I'm going to pick Cheese.
Okay.
Although Cam Newton, I mean,
That scares you?
could be a good start. Could be a good start.
Yeah, if he starts him, that would definitely be interesting. Slaps.
Cheese.
Tyler?
I am picking Sam and moving on.
Okay, Zombie.
Jesus, Cheese team is a fucking dumpster.
Ooh, a dumpster. Okay. So you're taking Matt?
No, because Matt's team is a dumpster too.
Wow. All right. Well, this is a big one. Battle of 2 and 4. So one of these teams is getting a big win to keep them, at 3 and 4 right in it. So it is a big week this week for both of them, but we'll see what happens with Matt's team. Moving on to the next one, we have another big matchup of 4 and 2s battling it out. Pussy versus Bill. Right now, Bill projected for a 3-point win, 124 to 121. Pussy has Derek Carr against.
Can you
Philly.
refresh?
Oh. Okay, you just changed it?
I changed the lineup a little bit. It's going to hurt my projection, but that's okay.
Okay, so Derek Carr against Philly. Derrick Henry against Kansas City. He should feast. It should be another huge game for Henry. Devontae Freeman against Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd against Baltimore. Jamar Chase. So he's going with 2 Bengals wide receivers against Baltimore. Goddard, who is going to play, I'm assuming, against the Raiders. And Hopkins against Houston. Love that matchup. And the Rams against Detroit should also be a very good, as the Rams defense did very good last week.
And hold on, you're
What?
forgetting one more name.
Oh, and Tucker against Cincinnati. Yeah,
Yep.
Zach's amazing,
Yep.
Tucker. Although he's only
Yep.
number 2 kicker in the league, so you got to
Number
get
one.
number 1 to be
Number one.
top guy. Who's the number 1 kicker right now?
Maybe Prater.
Does anyone know?
Here, I can actually check.
Okay.
It's probably
Brady.
Prater.
On Bill's side, he has Tom Brady against Chicago, so a tougher
Bass.
defense. We'll see what happens with
Tyler
that.
Bass. is
Tyler
the number
Bass,
one
okay.
kicker.
Josh Jacobs against Philly. Taylor, who's been looking really good ever since Bill traded for him, against the 49ers. Devontae Adams against Washington, also decent matchup there, should feast. Robert Woods against Detroit, I love that matchup as well. Andrews against Cincinnati. Damian Harris in the flex against the Jets, it is the Jets. And the Buccaneers defense against my boy Fields, and the Bears offense, who is not looking very good, but they're managing the game. And Will Lutz coming back off of IR against Seattle. Yeah, I am going to take Bill in this matchup. Pussy has some bye issues. I don't like his double Cincy wide receiver play, although I do like Hopkins. And Henry could feast, but his quarterback is out with that injury. So I like Bill's team. I like his matchups a little bit better. His Woods against Detroit, Adams against Washington. I mean, they could all pop off. So I'm going to take Bill. I do think it will be somewhat of a close game, but I think Bill gets the win. Zach.
Yeah, who's playing Bill and who?
Bill and Pussy.
Bill.
Bill. Okay. Cheese.
Bill.
Bill's like the one team that didn't get hit with the
bye
week.
issues. Yep. It's not yet.
Although Pusa still is a very strong team. I'm gonna go with Bill.
Okay. Slaps.
Bill.
Okay. Tyler.
Yeah, I go. See you this week.
What's that?
I like.
I think you're lagging.
You're cutting out.
Suck.
Oh, wait, you
Bill.
might be good now. Okay.
William.
Yeah, I think you're good now. Okay, Bill. All right, Zombie.
I'm gonna go with Bill's numbers.
Wow. Okay. And he changes his team name each week. This week it's Get Wrecked, Pussy. Hit the beach. Wow. Okay. Now Pussy would fall to 4-3, so he's nowhere near the beach yet. But,
Did everybody pick Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
I picked Pusa.
Oh, you're changing your pick.
Yes.
Okay.
He's just changing
Wow.
it to get attention.
Okay. All
Come
right.
on, GF1.
Pussy, any comments on Bill's team name as well as if you're gonna win this week? Big week
I
for
will
you
not
at
be
4-2.
hitting the beach
You won't be.
anytime
Okay.
soon,
Yep. Okay.
but I am going to get a
Lol.
mental health checkup. It seems this week. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna have to just keep my mouth shut and
Okay.
just go along because
Okay.
I'm gonna lose.
You're
Pretty
going to.
badly.
You're predicting yourself to lose.
Yes, I'm going to
Only
lose.
Pussy would predict himself to lose. What a fucking pussy.
I think you're
Oh
gonna
my
win,
God.
Pusa.
This is for the
Oh my
audience.
God.
The
Okay.
audience.
You
want
have
offense
Derrick
this week?
Henry against the Chiefs
I get it, but do you want
and
offense
Hopkins
this week?
against Houston. What?
I think I'm gonna lose.
Okay. All
That's
right.
it.
Wow. All right. Well, congrats to Bill then, as he's won this week. 5-2 he would go. That would be big for him. All right, moving on to the final matchup in the best matchup of the week. This one I am the most excited for this week, as we have Zach versus his former good friend Tyler.
Still my good friend.
Still your good friend, but I don't think Tyler shares the same viewpoint.
I think
Zach
he does.
at 2-4 after that big shitfest win against Ernie last week. Now predicted for 106 points. Tyler predicted to win and blow him out 128. But we had a trade between these two last week that had a giant issue with it that Tyler, I guess, did not realize, as he traded in the trade a player that had already played on Thursday night. So the trade could not go through. So Tyler did not get the other players for last week. It didn't matter, as Tyler still
Ended up
won.
working in my favor.
Yep, it ended up working and helping you. But at the time, Tyler was wanting to cancel it and Zach would not. So we'll see what happens now this week, as Zach traded some of those players that are now on bye. but it doesn't seem to be a problem as Zach's team, he has Danny Dimes against Carolina, so we know who Zombie's picking in
Go
this matchup
Dimes.
because we know. Did you play Danny Dimes last week, Zach?
I did, and I
Wow,
got a
so
win
that
with him. I
debunks
won
Zombie's
with
thing
Danny
of Danny Dimes will never win you a fantasy
Zombie
game. Wow, we'll
That
get
doesn't
Zombie's
count. He
comments in
played
a
Ernie.
second. Oh, okay.
GFY.
Chase Edmonds against Houston, that's a good matchup as long as he plays. Mixon against Baltimore should be decent. McLaurin against Green Bay. Michael Thomas, who has the out listed and has no points projected this week, but I thought, Zach, you said he was coming back this week.
That's a Q.
Oh, that's not a Q. That's an O.
That's a Q.
That's a no.
It's an O, and it's a big O on the projected points as well.
Yeah,
so.
because he's Q.
Okay,
He's
so
questionable.
let's see. Who does Zach? So Zach newly acquired what? We've got Kirk against Houston. He's got his huge $100 man against the Colts. You know, I would surely think he would slot him in to the flex spot and put Debo in for Thomas. But we'll see what Zach does. Newly acquired Debo Samuel against the Colts and the Jets against the Patriots. On Tyler's side, he's got Kyler Murray against Houston. That is a god tier matchup. Should be a huge game for Kyler Murray. Mike Davis against Miami. Miles Sanders, if they give him the fucking ball against the Raiders, could be decent. Brandon Cooks against Arizona. Ridley finally gets to play Ridley after a couple weeks out for Ridley against Miami. Waller against the Eagles. And Jacoby Myers, the newly acquired,
My boy.
against the Jets and the Ravens defense against
He's
Cincinnati.
got half my team.
Yep, he does. He has half your team that you traded. Who's the guy that you traded to him that he doesn't have? Oh, James Robinson. That's right. Yep. No, James Robinson. But he still has pretty good, decent, two solid running backs there.
Yeah, the $55 man.
Yeah, $55 man. And Miles Sanders, if they give him the ball, could be decent.
Let's make a deal.
I think Zach's delusional with Michael Thomas, and I don't see that $100 man doing anything, so I'm taking Tyler in a pretty easy victory despite not having James Robinson. I think Tyler's team still balls out, and I like his matchups better. Cheese.
Yeah. You know, Zach's doing a good job throwing out a lineup,
Okay.
but Tyler has great matchups.
GFY.
Okay. Pussy.
It pains me to do this.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna pick the numbers.
Wow, you're picking Tyler to beat Zach. Breaking news. You're actually
even
believing
after
in the
I
numbers
just
this
picked
week.
you after nobody else did it.
Wow. Okay. Slaps.
Tyler.
Another Tyler.
Wow,
Okay.
Slaps.
Zombie.
What do you expect from an 0-6 player?
Listen, last week doesn't count. You fucking played Ernie. Daniel Jones had 4 points, showing how much of a fucking
He won the
bum he
game
is.
for me. He literally won the game.
That is true. The 4 points was exactly
No,
what Zach.
if Dimes got 0, Zach still would have won.
Oh, by point something. Okay.
Yeah, you fucking dumbass.
Well, he had negative
This is
points late in the game, so
Oh.
he won.
I
the
am
game.
changing it up. Zach will never
That's
win
how
with.
bad that matchup was last week.
Negative.
He had negative
Pulled it
points
back.
late in the game.
Zach
Zach's over
will
there probably
never-
pissing his pants like, oh my god, fucking Danny Dimes making me look like
I
ass.
never lost.
Sure. All right, Zombie, who's winning?
Listen, I'm changing it up. Zach's never gonna win with Danny Dimes against a competent fantasy fantasy play.
Okay.
All right.
So
I'm
Tyler is
picking my
that
boy
one.
Tyler.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Tyler, are you going to take Zach behind the woodshed and beat him after what he pulled over you this past week in the
I have
trade? Or
gone
what?
on a journey this year.
Yes.
I used to think Slaps had the worst team, but
Okay.
now he doesn't. I used to think
Okay.
Pook had the worst team, but now he doesn't.
Yes.
But I will tell you that Zach definitely has the worst team.
Wow.
In the trade every week just to string it together and have any sort of chance.
Okay.
I will win
That's what
140 to 98.
140 to 98. Wow. Strong save.
So
All
Tyler,
right.
you're telling me you're gonna win by 40 points.
Wow.
42.
42.
Tyler,
Numbers.
how much you want to bet you don't win by 40
Here we
points?
go.
I'll give you 2 points.
Here we go.
You got to give me odds.
Ooh.
Wow, never mind. Have a nice night. Okay,
Okay.
we're not wasting
All
our
right.
time.
And Tyler, since I didn't go over that trade to start the show, any comments on that trade that happened this past week with Zach?
I mean, it was never that big of a deal because
Nope.
the players were
Yep.
looking about the same for what they were going to score this week. But Zach would have won easily if he did the sensible thing and just had the Gainwell Kirk part happen after. But
Okay.
He wanted to be sleazy, and
Whoa!
I mean, he got away with it.
Okay.
The Zeke, he was this close to losing. The Cowboys hit the ball at the 1 yard line twice and handed it to Zeke like 5 times, and he didn't fucking score.
Yeah.
If he
It
scores
wasn't
on
even that
any of
close.
those
Zeke
times,
is just
Ernie
trash.
wins.
Uh-huh.
You got
Okay.
fucking
What
so
did
lucky.
the tower numbers say about his trade that just occurred?
I agree.
What?
The
The
trade with
Keenan and
Allen
Debo
for
trade.
Debo and some other bumfuck player.
I think Debo's a little bit better,
Okay.
Ooh!
Okay, so
but they're about the same.
Tyler winning. Or I mean Zach winning. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Zach, are you your good friend Tyler seems to have some issues with you now all of a sudden, saying you now have the worst team in the league and is gonna
It's
beat
not an
you
issue
by
with him, it's
42.
an issue with his team.
Well, I am 2 and
Oh,
4.
okay. Issue
I
with
am
his
2 and
team.
4. I
Yes.
might be one of the worst, but I'm
Okay.
turning it around. My boy can't guard Mike is back.
Is he actually
that's
though?
Anyway,
He's
if
not.
if Tyler's scoring 142,
Yeah.
I am scoring 142.1.
Oh, okay. So what happens when Mike doesn't come back this week? You're not scoring
He's coming back.
Okay, but let's say he doesn't, because right now,
Why would I say that? I'm
because
speaking
ESPN
into
says he's
existence.
not.
He's coming back. I believe
Because
it.
they already said he's
Yeah,
not.
because he's
They
not.
didn't say that. They said he's questionable.
Oh, okay. All right.
He said he's
All right.
out.
So if he
this
is
week
out,
still.
since he's questionable, there's a chance he might not come back. So let's say he doesn't come back. Are you?
Yeah, Julio is questionable every week, and he always plays.
That's not true.
Julio,
He didn't play
Julio.
2 weeks in a row. Okay. So
I
you're
picked my
taking yourself by 0.1. Got it. All right. All right. Well, good luck
Jeez.
to everyone this week. Obviously, with the buys and the injuries, it seems like everyone besides Matt has put a good roster in. I'm sure Matt will put his players in, and but just keep an eye on injuries, as there's a lot at this stage in the season.